When I saw this snapshot drop, I thought straight away, I know what my favorite feature here is. But maybe already I've changed my mind because this other one is pretty fantastic too. So welcome back to another Minecraft update video. This is 26.2, snapshot number 5. And when I saw the article posted on Minecraft.net, I thought, oh, is that what I think it is? Oh yeah, Snapshot 5 exploded onto the scene with 2 new features. Which one should we check out first? It's gonna be the geysers, or geysers if you're an American. So into this area of the world, I've generated about 20 sulfur springs, which should help you get an idea of how often they erupt. However, each of these springs sometimes has multiple of the mechanic that allows them to erupt, because these are sulfur springs. And the geysers are actually a feature of the potent sulfur and the magma blocks that generate inside of them. We had seen this in previous snapshots when doing some investigating. We took out all of these blocks, looked at what was below the potent sulfur, and there they are, magma blocks. This extra large sulfur spring, for example, has 3 potent sulfur with magma below. So that means that it'll erupt 3 times as frequently as one of your smaller sulfur springs. From what I can tell, it's only on the surface of your Minecraft worlds that you'll see these geysers erupting. Down in the sulfur caves biomes, we get pools of water generating with sulfur blocks and even potent sulfur, but down here I don't think magma blocks spawn below them. I'd also like to mention that this seed had some of the best generation of sulfur caves I'd seen so far. They can be quite hit and miss based on the seed and how it chooses to generate these caves. It would be really nice to see these form a little more consistently in large places like so, because when it does, they're really interesting to explore. But in my explorations, I found no examples of underwater geysers. In order to erupt at random intervals throughout the day and night, these require a potent sulfur with some magma below and between 1 and 4 water on top. With 4 levels of water, we get our noxious gas particles above, and as soon as we go to 5, we'll no longer see those, and this won't be able to erupt either. You saw right there, we actually interrupted the eruption. Let's now go ahead and scale this up. Okay, get ready. This is gonna be kinda wild. Oh, there it goes. Like 30 seconds after I put all those blocks down. We get our eruptions. That is making a lot of noise, isn't it? And how tall does this thing go? Let's find out. Okay, it seems to be about 20 blocks. Yes, this is 20 blocks above the water here. Let's reduce the amount of water above the potent sulfur. Now we have only 3 water source blocks, and it goes as high as 14 blocks. So the amount of water is determining the height to which this erupts. With 2 water sources, it goes as high as 8 blocks. I've just realized that's actually 10 blocks because I've lowered the water, right? And the last height is very obvious. It's just 5. I have revised my numbers. So 4 blocks of water is 20 blocks of eruption height. 3 is 13, 2 is 10, and 1 is 5. The fun isn't over just yet, though. I've got another feature here to show you. Quite literally. Did you see it push me up? Oh, there we go again. Brilliant. It's so noisy in here. Let's go ahead and get some creepers in the pool. And then we can step back and enjoy the show. And quite a show it is. You know what? I want these creepers to go higher. And because I've reset all of the water, I'm pretty sure this is all going to erupt at the same time. I say any moment now. I've been waiting for about a minute. And there we go. Quite a sight to behold. So with the new geyser feature came a bunch of new particle effects, which we've of course seen. We've also heard the new sounds, but let's go ahead and hear them in isolation. First of all, we have the eruption sound for the initial eruption. And then we have another sound for when the ongoing eruption is active. All right, it's time for the other really awesome feature of this snapshot. And just before we check it out, I'm actually going to go ahead and feed y'all some regular blocks. That's right, hang out next to each other. And I'm going to set off a TNT because these will now be immune to TNT Sometimes the words just don't want to come out right. They are now immune to TNT explosions, whereas regular ones that don't have a block in them, they are not immune to that damage. I've got a feeling this is going to be great for making mini games with these sulfur cubes. Let us now head to the surface, because when I first saw this, I had questions, of which many I've answered. So yes, we can feed the sulfur cube TNT, and yes, it can be explosive. But how, you might be wondering? I'm pretty sure the idea is that you can set these off like you would regular TNT. So let's go and roll it across the redstone block, and it's activated. And then it explodes on a longer fuse than regular TNT, I'll add. The explosive damage from my testing seems to be a little less than regular TNT too. All right, so what about something like a redstone torch? As soon as it makes contact, it gets ignited. And here's something else rather interesting I noticed with this. If we go ahead and get them close to one another and just activate the one, the fuse is quite long, but it's going to be shorter on the other one when it's activated by another explosion. So that one explodes a lot quicker. All right, I didn't actually get to test this one earlier. It just popped into my mind. Will you get activated by a repeater? Oh, you do. Interesting. That's cool. I am editing in an additional test because I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner, actually. We got some redstone wire. It's unpowered over here. Yeah, okay, now let's go to where it's powered. Oh, wire primes you too. That's cool. Next test, flint and steel. There it goes, it works. It's a little anticlimactic because of how slow the explosion is. All right, there's another type of flint and steel damage we could use here. What about fire? Yep, that sets off the TNT sulfur cube as well. I just have so many questions right now. Can a dispenser activate you? I think it put the fire on the ground and that activated the TNT. So this cube is like properly locked into that space, although I think its hitbox means that it's technically not perfectly aligned with the block. Either way, I'm trying to make this as accurate as possible. Right, so we're just making fire. We're not actually clicking onto the mob. Time for some additional details. You can use shears to get the block out of the sulfur cube, but what about when it's primed? We can no longer do this. We also can't pick it up with a bucket at that point either. A sulfur cube can take damage from certain sources of damage, like a magma block, but that's not the case with a primed TNT sulfur cube. In fact, I think the magma just primed it, right? I'm editing my video and I now think I know what this was, right? That's a redstone block there, you could say. No, maybe it wasn't. Oh, this would be a kind of cool feature though, right? If this one could set that one off. Let's try this with poison. So poison will damage a sulfur cube, but a sulfur cube with TNT? Wait, it's taking damage? Oh yeah, when it's primed. Okay, it stops taking damage when it's primed. And as you've already seen, unlike a regular sulfur cube, it doesn't create smaller ones when it dies. It states on the website the fuse time for the TNT sulfur cube is 6 seconds, but when primed by another explosion, it'll be between 0.75 and 3 seconds. So this is a new archetype. It's the third special one, and it's similar properties to a regular, but it has slightly higher air drag. So the regular archetype is for any block that isn't in another category, so something like a block of quartz will do this. So the TNT should behave about the same, but slightly less air drag, which I think you will see when you hit it off the ground. So that one just did a nice old hop. Let's hit this one at the bottom. It did a pretty big hop too. So a really cool feature. I think the Minecraft community is going to come up with lots of interesting ideas. So if you've got any, share them in the comments down below. Can't wait to read them later on. The implementation of this new feature came with some technical changes to the sulfur cube archetype. I'd encourage you to look up this stuff if you're interested in it, because I'm going to skip over most of it in this snapshot video. Touchscreen mode has been removed. It's remarked that it was poorly implemented and hasn't been properly supported for a long time, so they've decided to depreciate this feature from now on. If you happen to use or depend on the touchscreen mode, I'd recommend maybe go looking to see if there are some mods that will take over this responsibility in the future. I'm not saying there is a mod out there for it. It would just be my first place to look if I relied on touchscreen support. Other gameplay changes listed. Various mobs have had their hitboxes, eye height, and rider positions tweaked. With no more information available, I chalk this up to probably it being these two mobs right here, the chicken jockey and also the baby hoglin. There was also a note that sulfur spikes have unique sound events. I couldn't figure out what these were. I spent some time flying around, breaking off these, listening to the sounds that they made, but didn't notice anything special about it. And now we head to the Nether Dimension in peaceful mode to talk about those changes from last snapshot. The theory was piglins were added to peaceful mode so that you could barter with them to get goods in the Nether. And as for the hoglin, it would be a source of food. The thing is, I'm right-clicking right now, and the hoglin has now been deemed as a hostile mob and won't spawn in the Nether. Yeah, it's been disabled again in peaceful mode. So make of that what you will. This change was made without any real reasoning given. If you watched last week's snapshot video, you'll know that there's a new Minecraft cape on the horizon. We were told we were going to get this information the following day, but what we actually got was this tweet here later the same day revealing 2 different capes. Well, I say different, it's just the pickaxe is flipped upside down from one to the other. One of these capes you can get by going in person to TwitchCon, and the other one is by watching a creator, probably on the weekend of TwitchCon. This, by the way, is the movie poster for the second Minecraft movie that comes out next year, and I can't help but think these capes are related to it. Chances are the way this is going to work is that you tune in to watch a creator over that weekend, and then after a while it'll give you a little promo code you can redeem on the Minecraft website. I will, of course, be covering the details in these snapshot videos, so make sure you subscribe to catch future Minecraft cape news. I am left with just 2 things to comment on. For the Minecraft server owners, the management protocol has been updated to 3.0. Once again, in the not-so-long list of fixed bugs, we mostly have minor things that have broken in the recent snapshot development cycle. So on that note, I'll be ending my video, and I won't be streaming later today. I spontaneously streamed yesterday on a Monday instead, and decided to give myself Tuesday evening off. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon with another one. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.